Hello everyone, I'm Irene and welcome back to Into the Books. Today is September 8th, 2023, the date that marks the first anniversary of the departure of the longest reigning person in the history of the British Crown. And with the books I will talk about in this episode, I want to pay a humble tribute to the one and only Queen Elizabeth II. When I was planning this video, I didn't have to go crazy looking for the perfect books because I already had them in mind. I would like to start with Fern Britton's novel The Good Servant, which is also relatively new. This story talks about Marion Crawford, or as the two little princesses used to call her, Crawfie. This young Scottish woman becomes the governess of the future Queen of Great Britain and her sister Margaret purely by chance. Marion really was in the right place at the right time. Or maybe not. She's overjoyed when she's accepted to Glasgow University, where she dreams of becoming a teacher to help the orphans and unprivileged of Scotland. She doesn't know what to do when Moray House's headmistress calls her into her office to offer her a summer job. The offer is to become governess to the Duke of York's daughters, and since the Prince of Wales and future King Edward VIII had not yet abdicated, Margaret accepts, although the idea of helping privileged people does not excite her too much. As she begins her new position, her prejudices start to change as to her plans. That summer job turned into years of living at Buckingham Palace. Marion's loyalty to the family, her incorruptibility, but above all, her feelings for the two girls, made her pause in her life. Something very important happens at Buckingham Palace that destroys all of her dreams and desires, and all of the love and respect that Marion feels for the royal family mutates into bitterness and resentment. She feels betrayed by those who should have returned her loyalty, and it is well known that a wounded person will sooner or later show her less generous side. To be honest, when I bought this book, I was not expecting what I found. I thought I was going to read a story with the typical development, but instead I felt like I was snooping, through someone's private correspondence. Many of the letters Marion exchanged with her loved ones are included here, and I'm mentioning this because the novel is a fictionalized account of a true story. Marion Crawford was actually Queen Elizabeth's governess and was in fact an impeccable and efficient worker. So why did she write a book when she retired, exposing the two princesses? Was this her revenge on the royal family for excluding her from their lives? Was this her way of punishing those who broke her heart? We'll never know how the story had actually happened, but Fern Britton has done an amazing job in imagining and theorizing the whole situation. So, if you're looking for a story told from a different perspective, this book is for you. But if you want a shorter reading, I have a suggestion for you that might, in my opinion, be to your liking. That book is The Uncommon Reader by Alan Bennett. This is a very short book, as you can see, less than 100 pages, but trust me, it will immediately catch your attention. This fictional novel is about the Queen in the last period of her life, unlike the previous one, which was about a young Elizabeth. She has never been much of a reader, but one day her dogs run away from her, and she has to chase them, But when she reaches the royal kitchens, she's very surprised to see a travelling library parked in front of there. Since she couldn't stop her dogs from barking at the little van, she decides to apologize with the driver, who is totally astonished. He never expected to see the Queen in person. On the other hand, walking in the palace kitchens is a young man named Norman, who, by the way, is not so impressed to see the Queen. Because of her role, Elizabeth doesn't want to be rude and leave empty-handed, so she decides to pick up a book. But since she's not a big reader, she doesn't know which one to choose. When she finally makes a decision, she picks a book, but only because she recognizes the author's name, but is completely unfamiliar with the novel and its plot. Even though her first choice is boring and not engaging at all, she gives reading another chance, and that is a turning point. Thanks to her perseverance, but also thanks to Norman, who shortly after his first meeting with the Queen became her valet, she discovers a new timeless world where everything is possible, even for the Queen. When she reads, she can be whatever she wants. She can do whatever she wants. But most importantly, she can freely express her emotions. As I said before, this book is really short, but amazing. We were used to see the Queen always in control of her emotions, hearing her say the right thing at the right time, seeing her attend impressive events and meeting heads of state, singers, actors, royals from all over the world. But how many of us ever wondered if she was really happy? Being king or queen is not a choice, it's a birthright. Their lives are no longer really their own. They are constantly surrounded by people who watch how they dress or how they behave, and even watching to their most insignificant movements. They live completely under the scrutiny of public opinion, often giving up their natural right to privacy. They are so busy that they don't have the energy or the courage to pay attention to their needs. And as Alan Bennett shows us in his novel, everything was fine since the day that the Queen discovered the joy of reading. Now she's no longer interested in empty and boring conversations, and everything that was important to her before books entered her life is no longer important now. Her interests have radically changed thanks to reading. She has a voice, she has a mind, but most importantly, she has a heart. She begins to see the world with different eyes, and although she's happy about it, she's also saddened because she realizes that she has missed opportunities that will never come back. It is almost as if in the last part of her life she has discovered a world unknown to her until now. I recommend this short but at the same time interesting novel to those people who are approaching books for the first time, or for those who would like to do so but don't know where to start. But it is especially recommended for those who want to remember the Queen and see her from a very different perspective than her public image in real life. I am sure that this novel will fascinate you and make you want to know more about this world called literature. We have reached the end of today's journey. I hope the books I've talked about today have been of interest to you. If you have already read these books, Please let me know what you think of them. Thank you for watching today's episode, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell and like this video. And if you want even more content, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, or listen to my podcast Into the Books, available on all streaming platforms. See you next time.